When one of your best friends, who happens to be a food and wine critic, says, hey, Vic, you want to go to market with me? There's a brand new one you haven't visited. I am all over that. So if you've been thinking that you might want to shop at a local market, come along with Heidi and I today. You're going to learn lots of great things, and before you know it, you're going to be a market girl too.
I'm so glad you could come.
Oh, well, thank you for calling and asking. I haven't been to this market
This
yet.
is going to be so much fun. It's so cool. All local farmers, so we're going to get great products.
So no pineapples, no apples?
No bananas.
This market opened 2 months ago on May 15th in 2010. We started with just a few vendors and grew to over 40 vendors in an outside space. I partnered with Edens and Avant, a local developer. They were looking for a use for the historic trolley barn space, and I was looking for a destination. So after a series of conversations, we decided that it was a match made in heaven. And we were very quickly able to turn this space around and be ready to open by the beginning of what's considered to be the traditional farmers market season here in Charlotte.
While Heidi's away looking for our chickens for dinner, I'm going to take this opportunity to come over to the flower stand. Now this is Pete. He and his family do flowers at markets all over the city. And wait till you see the way he can put a bouquet together. Hey Pete, how you doing?
Doing well, how are you doing?
Good. So when you start off, Pete, are you looking for a color theme, or does it just grab you as you go?
Color theme usually, or just however I feel like, I guess.
Uh-huh. How did you learn to do this?
Ever since 3rd grade, I've been on the farm, growing, picking flowers.
Now what are some great tips for people when they take your flowers home?
A good one is, of course, keeping a cool area, less light if possible. You can use aspirin, bleach, Sprite, or sugar. Trim every other day.
Beautiful. All of those flowers for $10. That's incredible. Well, I already know that I'm going to have this bouquet you just put together and another one for a party later on that has some lime green in it. So if you'll save a couple of those for me, then I'll come back and get them when I leave market, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Thanks, Pete.
Vicki, look, this is Eric from Coldwater Creek Farms.
Okay.
All organic produce, so we need to go check that out.
Will he sell out pretty quickly?
Yeah, he will, because see, look, he's already got a line of people.
Uh-huh.
And people know where the good stuff is.
Yeah.
So
if you're new at a market, get in the longest line.
That's right. That's exactly right. Because the people that go to markets all the time are there. And sometimes you need to get there early to get the stuff he's going to sell out of. Last week I bought kale from him that was out of this world.
Oh.
He's got, see the little mini carrot, the little baby. Those are real and true baby carrots, not like the little ones you buy cut up in the grocery store.
They are so cute. I could just see too if you were just plating something for appearance.
Oh, beautiful. Even just bunches of them on the table. Eric, this is my friend Vicki Payne.
Hi, Eric.
Vicki, nice to meet you.
And I told her we have to stop here.
Well, good. Glad to see you again.
Look at these. These are.
What are these?
These right here are garlic scapes.
Skates. I just heard on NPR last weekend. They were talking about these, and I had never heard. This is the tops of the garlic, right?
Yeah, correct.
Uh-huh.
It's a nice way to add a fresh taste of garlic to any dish. You can take it and you can treat it just like you would garlic. You can saute with it. Here, try that. You can saute with it. Here you go, Heidi.
Well, here, we'll share.
You can treat it like you would a chive. You can just chop it up and put it in a baked potato or scrambled eggs.
What's the deal with the corn here?
Oh wow, this right here is an heirloom corn.
Okay.
It's red. It's called Aunt Randy's corn. It comes from the guy who provides the dairy products for me. And it goes back to a story of his grandfather worked for Norfolk Southern. And on the railroad he would travel around, and he got this in the 30s from a hobo. That's the truth.
That's really
It's been
cool.
handed down. So that's
That's
Okay,
the cool thing
that's
about
it.
heirloom vegetables. They all have
They
cool
have a
names.
story.
They're
They have a
named
cool
after
name.
somebody.
and this is a better grilling form, by the
I was
way.
trying to say, will it keep its color?
If you boil it, you'll probably lose the color.
Okay.
But if you grill it, you'll retain that color.
Okay.
So just to
Okay,
let you
great.
know.
All right, so let's get
Perfect.
some of those.
Okay, I think so.
Yeah, let's get a couple of bags of these.
And I think we're also going to want some of those beautiful
Some
white
of these.
cucumbers.
Okay.
Okay, tell me about the white cucumbers.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's another heirloom variety. It's called a miniature white cucumber.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to try a
I
sample?
love it. Very good.
They're great.
We shared. I like how to share mine. Okay, let's get some of these then, okay? As I quickly discovered, it's so easy to overbuy when you're shopping at the market. It's the people, it's the food, it's everything. Okay, what do you got here?
This is the sour dill pickle. It's just a plain old whole pickle. They come like this.
Oh, wow.
And I also have half sour, well actually they're newbies, they're garlic pickles, but they're still pretty much cucumbers.
Still pretty good, they're still crispy. And then you have jalapenos too.
Jalapenos. These are pickled jalapenos.
Those are gonna be really hot, right?
They're very spicy. You want to try one?
I'm gonna try a bite of it. Woo, woo.
Here you go. They're hot. They're spicy.
Oh boy.
This
I grew up eating pickled tomatoes.
This is a pickled green tomato. It's
Wow.
pickled the same way as the cucumbers, but being tomatoes, green tomatoes, they tend to stay crunchy and they get very sour. All the cucumbers and the tomatoes are pickled with, they use a fermentation process with lactobacillus, so there's no vinegar in them. And they're good for you. They're good for your digestive system. Now the brine is also a good marinade for meat.
I was
It's
just
a
gonna
really
say that.
excellent marinade for meat. One of the things that a lot of my customers have told me they do, they take the brine and make ice cubes out of it and use it in dirty martinis.
How much do I owe you?
Okay, everything's $5, so you're getting the
5, 10,
tomatoes.
15, 20, 25.
Okay.
Thank you, darling. Heidi, I think we need to get some tomatoes.
They
don't
look
you? I mean,
gorgeous.
They look fantastic.
And this guy Hunter.
Okay,
this
hold
is
on just a second. You see these tomatoes? Last year I grew tomatoes in my yard, okay? First time. And they split like this, and I threw them out because I thought they were bad.
No, well, that comes from not using pesticides. See, when you have pesticides and you spray things, then you get these perfectly round red tomatoes.
Okay, so because I don't use pesticide in my yard,
You
this
have
is
a
what
healthier
happens.
product, so don't throw it away.
Don't tell my husband that because I throw away buckets of
Vicki,
them.
this is my friend Hunter.
Hi, Hunter. How are
Hi,
you? Nice to meet you.
Hunter has a cool farm.
Okay.
Little. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I actually don't even really call it a farm. It's kind of a garden that got out of control. So I do this to kind of support my hobby and make myself seem less crazy for growing so much.
Tell me about your tomatoes.
Well, okay, I've got 2 heirloom varieties right now. The German Queen, which you were just talking about, they have a tendency to split, and especially since we just had a lot of rain a few weeks ago, a lot of mine right now are split.
Okay.
But the flesh inside, as long as you make sure to use them promptly, the flesh inside is going to be mostly fine. You just,
Okay,
you
just
know,
cut
when
it
you
off.
see some mold growing, that's when you start cutting into it. You use the stuff that isn't moldy. Right there, Martian Giants, those are not an heirloom variety, but they are a very tasty tomato.
Okay.
And they're kind of more of a really productive tomato, very, you know, nice and round and red and perfect for the
They look
people
like
who
what
don't
people
like.
think they're going to look like, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Look at these. Would you ever think that was a
These
tomato?
are called
Yeah, the
peach
garden peach is a
tomatoes.
very mild tomato, but I just wanted to try growing it. Isn't it kind of neat that it's like a little fuzzy,
Yeah,
even
it is.
like
I
a
was
peach?
just feeling of it. It's like kind of like a little sandy
This would
and
be
it's
a
like
beautiful
a fuzz.
Yeah.
tomato salad to
Yeah.
slice these
Oh,
and
mix
slice
them
the red
together with
ones.
those.
Yeah.
Right?
And then over there is the Delicious, and this year my Delicious haven't grown that big, but that variety is actually the world record holder for largest tomato ever. Someone once grew a 7-pound, 12-ounce tomato.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Last year I
tomato you've ever grown.
I grew just over 3 pounds.
A 3-pound
A
tomato.
3-pound tomato last year.
So
Yeah.
give it like how big is 3 pounds?
I don't think I have anything that's over a pound right now. So
Wow.
even those, like we can see what this one weighs here. This one, well, that's a little over a pound. It's like a pound
So
and
3 times
1/10.
that big.
Yeah, just about 3 times that big, if you can imagine that.
I'm gonna try some of these. How many? A couple of each
Get a
kind?
couple of each kind, yeah.
Sure, they're
couple of
all
each
$3 a pound, so you just give them all to me. We'll weigh them all at once.
Okay, so I think this will do
Okay,
for
we're good.
salad.
Yeah.
All right, give them all to me.
Yep.
It's going to be $8.
Thanks,
All right,
Connor.
thank you very much. Hope to see
Bye,
you again.
Connor.
See you later.
Bye.
Vicki, one of the great things about coming to farmers markets is you don't always have to be in the mood to cook. You can come and buy locally produced, great tasting product. And Beverly McLaughlin is a great
Hi,
example
Beverly.
of that.
Hi.
Beverly, this
These
is
are
Vicki.
beautiful. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. It's nice to meet
These
you.
are so pretty. Tell me about your family. You know, I was just learning from Heidi that this goes back a long time. Everybody in your family is into markets.
My great-grandmother was the original founder of the Mecklenburg County Market, and along with the Ladies Home Extension, and she sold there, and then my grandmother sold there, and my parents, so I'm the fourth generation to the Mecklenburg County Market.
Well, tell me about some of the things you brought today.
Today I brought cucumber soup, which we're sampling, and gazpacho, which is made from tomatoes from my dad's garden. The black bean soup has fresh cilantro in it, and all of these products in this area right here are gluten-free. And the edamame salad is our most popular salad.
Fabulous.
It made the cover of Charlotte Living
It's on
last
the cover of
summer.
Charlotte Living last summer. And the pimento cheese, if you like pimento cheese, Beverly's is the best. I did an article about pimento cheese, homemade pimento cheese in Charlotte, and we did a taste
She was a
test.
taste winner.
It was a taste winner, yeah. It's
Well, I
fabulous.
sampled it over there, and it
Really
was
good.
fantastic. So I think I'm going to have to do these
they're
guys.
great.
Now, how long will yours keep in the refrigerator?
The pimento cheese lasts for 3 weeks, and the edamame salad is 11 days.
Beverly, this is great. I love the tradition your family started. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
And I'll take both of those, and then I think I'll also get some of the cucumber soup. Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. And I don't have to
Very
cook.
That's good.
No meal would be complete without stopping to check out the chickens, eggs, and fish.
Then we have triple tail.
The local market isn't just about the food, the farmers are just as delightful.
Hi,
This
guys.
is Charlie and Diana from New London.
Hi, I'm
Hey.
Vicki.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're here to get some chicken, but we want to hear about your farm. Okay.
We're a farm out of New London. We raise cows, pigs, chickens, and we have egg layers as well. And we're raising sheep to start selling lamb also.
So how long have you been doing this? Is this a family farm?
Well, it's me and Dana together farming. It was one farmer for 2 years getting this started.
So what are you having chickens for us today?
I've got whole chickens cut up in pieces, or I've got whole chickens.
And are the whole, any of it frozen or is it fresh?
The whole chickens are frozen, the pieces are fresh. I just processed yesterday.
Okay, I think we're going to want the fresh ones because we're going to go and cook it this afternoon.
Okay.
But it's great to know that they've got frozen because that way you can take it home from the market, put it in your freezer.
For like Wednesday or
If
something
you
like
can't
that.
get to the market when you want chicken, you've got it.
Okay.
And the beauty is they've already cut it up. And I think we're going to get a dozen eggs as well. A dozen eggs, okay? The other cool thing about farmers markets is that you can bring back your egg cartons and recycle. And these guys give a discount when you bring back a carton. You get so much off your next purchase of eggs.
Now, see, that's a great little marketing tool.
Yeah,
because
it
people
is.
keep coming back.
It's great. And here's the other cool thing about local
So
eggs.
who are you and I going to fight over who brings the carton
Yeah,
back
I
next week?
know. You can do that. You can see they're not like at the grocery store. They're all different because they're made by different chickens. So, and the color of the egg is determined, correct me if I'm wrong, but by the type of chicken that it was?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of chickens lay the brown eggs?
Rhode Island Reds are what we've got that lay the red eggs, and then white eggs come from a white leghorn.
Let's take a dozen of these and then let's take the chickens.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
$42.25.
Great. Thank you very much.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Tomatoes in my bag. I'll put the fragile eggs in
And I'll
there
get the
too.
chickens in here.
Okay, we're off. I'm excited now. I'm just spending money like crazy. Where are we going now? Oh, you said they had
Want
fish
to go get
here.
some fish? Yeah, let's go. Okay.
Nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you. You guys take care.
Y'all have a good weekend.
We've seen so many great things. I'm not really sure what I want to fix for dinner or what you want to fix for dinner
Well,
tonight.
seafood is always a great option,
Especially in the summer.
And particularly here because we've got the guys from Seafood.
Hi, how are you?
guys. How are you?
Good, good.
Mike, this is my friend Vicki.
Hey, Mickey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Mike, tell Vicki about your company because it's such a cool thing.
Seafoods.com is actually based here in Charlotte. Actually, right around the corner was one of our first offices. And what we do is we do an air freight drop ship program directly from the fishermen.
So they all are North Carolina, South Carolina?
Well,
fishers?
the company itself actually does a drop ship program out of Hawaii, Southern California, New England, Florida.
Oh, what are we looking at here?
But here, this part here at the farmers market, we only offer North Carolina, South Carolina local products. Everything comes in from the local fishermen, in from Wilmington and things like that. And then we're able to offer it here to Charlotte at the farmers market.
That's really awesome.
Thanks.
It is.
The great thing is, look, just like a lot of farmers here, Mike's got a sign-up list. So you sign up with your name and your email address, which I really recommend people do at any local farmers market. Then the farmers will email you the day before the market and let you know what they have.
Oh, perfect. So you do a little menu planning
Right, so
that
he
way.
sends in the whole list and
And then if people email you back and say, save me 2 red
A lot of people send me that, so that way they don't have to worry about getting here in the first 15 minutes or showing up and not getting what they
Because as you can see, things sell out.
Tell me what you have here.
Starting off here, we have the Georgia shrimp. Then I've got some North Carolina wahoo and some South Carolina mahi-mahi, some pink snapper, some king mackerel, some Pamlico jack, and then we have triple tail, which will be very similar to a grouper, and then the North Carolina rainbow trout.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Great mountain trout, all hand, no head, no tails, no pins, no fins, all hand filleted out.
Wow.
Really do a nice job.
So no pins means no bones.
No bones.
It's all boned out, so you can just cut through that after you make it. Those are fabulous stuff.
Those are.
Oh.
Like
You know,
crab meat, red
I
stuff.
tended to forget about trout, and then I had some left over one day, and I was just amazed.
So what are we going to do? What are we going to get?
Okay, I think I'm going to teach you how to grill a whole fish.
Give us this guy right here.
Sure.
Perfect.
Thanks a lot. I really
My pleasure.
appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you. We'll pick it up so it stays cold.
Cool.
We'll be back.
Hi, Dolly and Vicki. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
So you have eggs today. Tell me about your chickens and your eggs.
Well, the chickens are cage-free in our factories, and so they're foraged around all day eating bugs and grass and insects of all kinds. So that gives the eggs a brighter yellow yolk, and they cook a lot faster too.
Oh, they do. And do you eat your own eggs? Do you like eggs?
Oh yes, I love them.
Do you have a favorite chicken?
Yes, I do.
And what's that chicken's name?
I named him Buddy
Buddy.
because I just keep calling him Buddy, so I just decided to name him Buddy.
Well, I'd like to buy your last dozen eggs, okay?
Okay.
All right. Great. Love it. Thank you.
All right.
Talk to your mom a little bit about the cows on your farm.
Okay, that's fine.
How many cows do you have on your farm?
Well, we have a varying number between 100 and 120. We calve year-round, and because we need to harvest year-round, so that number is constantly in flux.
So harvest would be like what we'd call slaughter, right?
Right. That's
Yeah.
It's nicer to say it.
my friendly word.
How old is a cow when it's ready to be harvested?
We take them by the time they're 18 months and not past that. There's some pretty good data behind the tenderness issue with the grass-fed.
Okay.
And that's something that has made us a little bit different, I think, than our local competition.
I think what we're going to get here is stew meat because it's easy to, you can get a steak, you can get a roast if you want to. And a steak is easy to salt and pepper and throw it on the grill. Just don't cook it as long because that's huge. But stew meat is reasonably priced if you're cooking for a family or a crowd. And what we're going to make is Julia Child's beef bourguignon.
We still have to get some fruit and we still have to get some herbs to go with all of our stuff. And
we got a lot more shopping to do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. These look fantastic.
If this is your first trip to your local farmer's market, be sure you go prepared. First of all, take your own grocery bags. A cute tote bag will work wonderfully, and you may want to take several so that you're sure you can carry everything. Then be sure you take cash. Small bills are better than large ones. Sometimes farmers will take checks, but hardly anybody takes a credit card. If you're not going straight home, you may want to bring a cooler with some ice. So that way your refrigeratable stuff like chickens and beef and pork, you can put in the cooler and they'll stay fresh. Or some farmers will have ice with them and be able to pack it up for you on ice. Don't try to barter. These are local farmers who make their living this way. They grew this produce, they picked it for you the day before, sometimes the morning of the farmer's market, and what they're asking is a fair price for what they're selling. Once you taste it, you won't regret it. Maybe you've heard about CSAs. They're a way for you to invest in a local farm. Go and talk to your farmer, see if they have a CSA program set up. For a flat fee every year, or sometimes every 3 months, sometimes every 6 months, you can buy into the farm and you get a box of produce of whatever's in season every single week of the year. Be flexible. If you plan your whole menu before you go, and they've either run out of something or something's not in season, you're going to be disappointed. So have some ideas about what you might want to do. Be sure you sign up on farmers' mailing lists, and then you'll know what they have in season and what to expect. And if it's something rare or they say they're just going to have a small amount or a limited quantity, be sure you get to the market early.
Okay, well, I think maybe you bought too much stuff. What do you think?
I think I definitely bought too much squash.
Well, I think you got too much squash, and maybe I overdid a little bit with the flowers.
Well,
but...
that's okay. We've got lots of good stuff for dinner tonight and later this week.
Okay, so you're going to stop by your house and pick up a couple of things?
Yeah, just a couple of things, and then I'll meet you back at your place.
You got it, and then we'll see what we've got in all these great bags.
Okay,
all right.
Thanks, Vicki. See you in a
hon.
sec.
See you soon.
Our arms are filled with great possibilities, so it's off to my kitchen for a dining extravaganza.
Heidi and I had a really busy morning at the market. I tell you, I think that we got a wonderful collection here. What do you think?
Great stuff. And from all the little things we've sampled, I think we did pretty well.
What are we going to have for dinner tonight?
I think the thing to go with is the fish.
Because
we can put that on the grill. The meat's
Head and
still
all.
right. Head and all, but you'll see, it won't be a big deal.
I tell you what, I'll tackle a tomato salad.
Okay,
Okay, I'll
perfect.
just slice up some of the tomatoes, and I can't wait for us to do this. I'm gonna chop up a little
These
bit
are
of
the
our garlic.
scapes, the garlic scapes, yeah.
Scapes. Chop up that, and then we're gonna roast the corn on the grill.
Yep.
And you're
yep.
gonna do the fish. All right, I'm gonna get rid of the meat. You start the fish.
Okay, great, great. So this is our whole red snapper that we have. I've already rinsed it off. It's already been scaled and gutted. So there's a cavity inside where it's been gutted, and we're gonna stuff that with some aromatics. Now I've got some lemon, and the lemon we had to buy at the grocery store because lemons aren't a local fruit in North Carolina. You could also use oranges if you wanted to. You could use limes. Any kind of citrus is good. So we're just going to stuff those right in there. And I do a lot. They're going to cook away. You're not really going to eat them. So it's all for the aromatics of it. Then we also have, this is fresh rosemary from Vicki's herb garden. So we're just going to break that in two and stuff that in. Now, if we were putting rosemary in a sauce, you would take it off the stems and you would hold it like this and just pull like that. And then those leaves would get chopped up and that would go in a sauce. This, if it were a firmer stem, you could use as a skewer and skewer something in it. But all of this we're just gonna stuff in here, and this is some fresh thyme. We're gonna do exactly the same way. Then we're gonna season this with some salt and pepper. That's all you need to do. You don't need any olive oil on it because olive oil just makes things on the grill greasy. And if you've got a hot grill with a good non-stick grit on it, nothing's gonna stick to it anyway. So we're gonna just put a little bit of salt and pepper in there. There's our pepper. Here's our ground salt. And we're gonna do that on both sides.
Okay.
So we're gonna take the corn, the tomatoes, and the fish out to the grill. Come join us.
Okay, Heidi, here we are.
This looks great. Now we've got the grill preheated, so we can just throw everything on.
Okay.
So we'll open that up. So that's gonna go on, right on the grill. Now we can take our little tomatoes right into a grill grid. No oil, no salt, pepper, nothing like that. Right in there. What's going to happen is they're going to char and roast and shrink up a little bit. And we're actually going to mix it with some capers and use it as a sauce over the
I love that.
snapper. So that'll be great.
When will the corn go on?
The corn we're going to wait a few minutes because the corn's going to cook in just a minute or two.
Sounds fantastic.
That'll be great.
Well, I'm going to go wash the platter.
Okay.
And I'm going to get our dishes for the table. And
That sounds great. And I'll just keep an eye on these guys.
Alrighty.
Okay, we're going to flip our fish now. And just use 2 spatulas so you don't lose anything in the process. Right over. Now the rule for cooking fish over direct heat, which is what a grill is 10 minutes per inch of thickness. If you don't have the grill closed, you need to add on a little bit of time because you've got heat here. If you're cooking it with the grill closed, check it every once in a while just to make sure you're not burning anything. But 15 minutes per inch is going to give you a really nice, flaky, but not dried out center. So our tomatoes, though, you can see are cooking down.
Those look beautiful.
And they just get charred and a little soft. We don't want them to turn into tomato sauce, although you could puree it and use grilled tomatoes in salsa or sauce or freeze them and use them for whatever you want. Now that we flipped our fish, we're going to put our corn on.
Okay.
So we'll take the corn.
All right, we didn't put anything on our corn.
Nothing's on the corn. We're going to put all that on the corn at the end. And then we're just going to go back through every once in a while
and just
roll them around until they start to get a little bit charred.
2 minutes, you said, or
2 or
5
3 minutes. You really don't want to cook them. You know, people cook corn for 10 minutes, way too long. Because what you want is that sweet flavor.
The crunchy, still juicy
Right. So we can put the lid back down, let it cook a little bit longer.
All right.
Okay. I think we're ready.
Oh,
Are you hungry?
Gorgeous. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take the corn off first because I don't want that to get overcooked.
Okay.
And then that can go right to the table and people can put butter, salt, pepper, all that on themselves. So there are our charred tomatoes.
These are our plates.
Okay, so first thing you're going to do when you're filleting is the head from the gill back is where the fillet is. So we're going to just take that skin off, which will just real easily peel off now. See how white and flaky the meat is? And don't worry so much about the tail. That's going to cut right off anyway.
Okay.
So we're just going to leave that there. Not always going to come off in one great big solid piece.
Okay.
So don't, be bummed out about that. Remember, we're going to put sauce over the top, so it's going to look great.
I'm going to go work on our capers and take this plate over, and I'll meet you at the
That
table.
sauce goes right off the top. That'll be great.
Well, Heidi, I want to thank you for asking me to join you today at the market.
My pleasure. I'm so glad you could make it.
Well, look at this feast. Who wouldn't go shopping with you? This was a great day. We have a beautiful meal, a wonderful summer afternoon, thanks to Heidi and the North Carolina farmers. If you've been thinking about trying to experience a new shopping place, try a local market. I'm sure you'll find one. Look on the net or come to my website. We'll be glad to send you out there. Until the next time, I'm Vicki Payne, and thanks so much for stopping by. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you would like additional information about today's guests or project ideas, please visit us on the web at foryourhome.com. We will do our best to help you out.